Imagine being Tiger Woods at the absolute peak of your career. You're winning majors. You're dominating the PGA Tour. You're stronger, faster, and fitter than almost anyone in professional golf. But years later, you look back and realize that the very training routine you believed was making you unbeatable may have helped destroy your body. That's exactly what makes Tiger Woods' confession so shocking. Because Tiger wasn't talking about a bad swing. He wasn't talking about a poor equipment choice. He wasn't even talking about a tournament mistake. He was talking about running. Tiger revealed that during the first several years of his professional career, he was running more than 30 miles every week. And looking back, he admitted that he had pushed himself too far. He said the amount of running he was doing had essentially destroyed his body and his knees. And when you consider what happened to Tiger Woods afterward, those words become incredibly difficult to ignore. So how did the world's most dominant golfer go from looking almost indestructible to battling one injury after another? And did Tiger's obsession with fitness ultimately come back to haunt him? Let's get into it. And if you enjoy stories about Tiger Woods, golf's biggest stars, and the hidden stories behind the sport, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We have plenty more golf stories coming your way. When Tiger Woods arrived on the PGA Tour, he immediately looked different. But it wasn't just his golf swing. Tiger approached golf like an elite athlete preparing for war. He wanted more power, more speed, more endurance, and most importantly, he wanted an advantage over everyone else. At the time, professional golf was not necessarily known for extreme athletic conditioning. Tiger changed that. He became one of the strongest and most physically prepared golfers on the planet, and running became a huge part of his routine. Tiger's workouts were brutal. Reports from his early career described him running several miles, spending time in the gym, playing golf for hours, practicing and sometimes running again later in the day. This wasn't simply about staying healthy. Tiger wanted to push his body to another level, and for a while, the results were extraordinary. Think about what Tiger was accomplishing. He wasn't simply hitting golf balls better than everyone else. He was overpowering courses. He could generate enormous clubhead speed. He could walk through tournaments without appearing exhausted. And physically, he looked like someone who had been built specifically for professional golf. But there was another side to that transformation. Tiger was putting enormous stress on his body. Years later, he revealed just how extreme his running had become. He said that during his first 5 or 6 years on the PGA Tour, he was running more than 30 miles every week. And according to accounts of his training, there were periods when his weekly mileage could climb even higher. That's a staggering workload for anyone. Now add professional golf, hours of practice, strength training, travel, tournaments, and the rotational forces produced by an elite golf swing. Tiger's body was being asked to do an incredible amount of work. And eventually, the damage started showing. Tiger's knee problems weren't caused by one single thing. That's important. His injuries were complex, and there were multiple factors involved. But his knees became one of the biggest physical obstacles of his career. He underwent procedures on his knee. He suffered a serious ACL injury. And in 2008, Tiger played one of the most remarkable major championships in golf history while dealing with a significant knee problem. At the US Open, Tiger Woods was visibly struggling physically. Yet somehow, he kept going. He forced a playoff against Rocco Mediate. Then he won it. Tiger had captured another major championship. But his body was paying the price, and that victory became one of the clearest examples of both sides of Tiger Woods. The incredible toughness and the incredible physical punishment. Then came another battle, Tiger's back. Over the years, his back problems became increasingly severe. Eventually, Tiger underwent 4 back surgeries, and suddenly, the golfer who had once seemed physically unstoppable was struggling simply to stay healthy enough to compete. He would disappear from golf, return, play, suffer another setback, disappear again, return again. It became a cycle, and every comeback seemed more difficult than the previous one. That's why Tiger's later comments about his early training are so fascinating. Because he wasn't simply looking back at an old workout routine. He was looking back at the body that had carried him to 14 major championships. And wondering what he could have done differently. In 2020, Tiger was asked what advice he would give his younger self, and his answer was revealing. He essentially said, "Don't run so much. Tiger explained that the amount of running he did during his early PGA Tour years had taken an enormous toll. He said it had pretty much destroyed his body and knees. Think about that for a moment. One of the greatest golfers in history, one of the most physically dominant athletes golf has ever produced, was telling his younger self to slow down. Not because he didn't believe in fitness, but because he believed he had taken it too far. Here's where we need to be careful. It would be misleading to say, running caused all of Tiger Woods' injuries. Tiger himself didn't say that. His career was much more complicated. There were previous injuries. There was the enormous rotational stress of his golf swing. There was strength training. There was competition. There were surgeries. And there was simply years of wear and tear on an elite athlete's body. So his comments should be viewed as a reflection on his extreme training regimen, rather than proof that running alone destroyed his knees. And that's actually what makes the story more interesting. Because Tiger wasn't saying exercise was bad. He was saying that his obsession with doing more may have gone too far. Tiger Woods' greatest strength may also have been one of his biggest weaknesses. He was obsessed with getting better. Obsessed with preparation. Obsessed with finding an advantage. That mentality helped turn him into Tiger Woods. It helped him win major championships. It helped him redefine athleticism in golf. It helped inspire an entire generation of golfers to take physical conditioning seriously. But there is a dangerous side to obsession. Sometimes you don't know you've gone too far, until your body forces you to stop. And that's exactly what happened to Tiger. The man who spent years pushing his body to its limits eventually found himself fighting just to get back onto the golf course. During Tiger's prime, nobody wanted to see him on the leaderboard. Because once Tiger got going, the tournament could feel over. He looked physically superior. He looked mentally superior. And he looked almost impossible to stop. But years later, the conversation changed. Instead of asking, "Can Tiger win?" fans were asking, "Can Tiger finish? Can his back survive? Can his legs handle the walking? Can his knee hold up? Can he play 4 rounds?" That's an incredible transformation for someone who once appeared nearly invincible. And Tiger's own admission about his training gives us another piece of the puzzle. Tiger Woods didn't become one of the greatest golfers ever by taking it easy. His work ethic was extraordinary. His preparation was extraordinary. His commitment was extraordinary. But perhaps the biggest lesson from his career is that even the greatest athletes have limits. Tiger wanted to become stronger. He wanted to become faster. He wanted to become more durable. He wanted every possible advantage. And in the process, he may have demanded too much from his body. Today, when Tiger looks back at those early years, one of the things he would change is surprisingly simple. He would run less. Not because running is inherently bad, but because for Tiger Woods, more wasn't always better. Sometimes, the difference between pushing yourself to greatness and pushing yourself too far is a line you only recognize after you've crossed it. And Tiger Woods may have crossed that line more than once. So what do you think? Did Tiger's extreme training routine help create the greatest version of Tiger Woods? Or did he push his body too far? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the channel for more untold stories, controversies, and behind-the-scenes moments from the world of golf. Because with Tiger Woods, there's always another story.